Hi, everybody. I'm waiting for Ray. He's got to turn his camera on.
I'm here.
How's it going? I hope you're well.
Good,
There
good.
he
How are you,
is.
brother?
I'm doing great, man. I'm wearing your colors.
Thank you for representing.
Got to represent. I got to wear a little bit of purple. Good to see you. But go ahead. Open us up.
I'm not now you said that I feel underdressed. Well, welcome to Monate. Welcome to the call. Welcome everybody who is joining us from all over North America. I see people from Europe, Spain. Most probably we'll get some people from Australia too, who they're just waking up. Well, thank you for being here and congratulations for being here. Wanted to do something very special for you, and always ready in Monet to equip you with tools to bring you wisdom, to bring you anything that you need for you to succeed. And the fact that you're here today, 7 p.m. Eastern time, that you're taking the time, is because you wanna run with your business, right? We wanna start a program in which we focus on those that wanna build, that they wanna build a true business, a long-term sustainable business. We know that it hasn't been easy, but we know that we have the best vehicle. We also know that it's time to wake up. And what I love about Eric's workshop that he's doing in December, when I saw his title, is about waking up. And we had a conversation with him. We had so many things in common in terms of what should be done in this business, that we said, Eric, we want you to train our amazing market partners. He knows about Monate. He said, Ray, I've been following Monate. He was in our Monations 2017. And he said, I think Monate is special. I think the culture is amazing. The product's incredible. The brand is amazing. The fact that you guys have dominated a whole segment of the beauty industry with the hair care industry is just incredible. And he said, yes, I'm excited to do it. And one thing I like about him is that he's a professional, right? I always say that we have to be students. We have to learn. In anything that we do, we need to become professionals. We need to become the best versions of ourselves, but we really need to not only have personal development, we really need to know how to do the do, right? In his book, and if you haven't read his book, Go Pro, it's a must read for anybody who is in this industry. He talks about that, about become a professional. So tonight is going to be about that, and it's going to be about perspective, and it's going to be about thinking big. Anything Eric does, like we do in Monate, it's about big. It's about going big and thinking big. So without further ado, I'm going to leave you with Eric, who's going to bring some amazing wisdom in the next 40 to 50 minutes.
Well, thank you, Ray. Who's hungry out there, throw a 1 in the comment if you're hungry, if you're ready, if you're fired up. This is your moment. This is your time. I believe you. I believe you. Ray wasn't just joking around when he said, I'm a fan, because I am a fan. I'm a fan of what you've done. I'm a bigger fan of what you're going to do. As you really capture this moment, you have total dominance over a particular category. You're expanding on that. Your culture's awesome. It's amazing. But here's the thing. I want to tell you, and for what you've done to be here, I'm proud of you. You know, what you've achieved so far, I'm proud of you. I really am. And I want to help you be prepared for the biggest moment of your lifetime. The next 18 months, in my opinion, is the biggest moment of your network marketing career. Absolutely convinced. I've been doing this for 35 years. I've been around the space for 35 years. So before some of you were born, but in that period of time, I've learned a lot of things. I've observed a lot of things. And here's what I would like to know from you, and it might be too hard to see exactly, but I can see the chat. How many years have you been with the company? Put the number. I'm trying to like measure it like the Matrix. No, you can let it go, let it rip. I can kind of like sense. Some of you are brand new, but yeah, it's like you're reading the lines in the Matrix when you're trying to watch that. But a lot of 5, 6, 7 years. And oh my gosh. Okay, got it. So in this period of time, it's interesting when you watch growth and you watch momentum and you watch excitement, and then you watch how people handle it. Because, you know, when you guys launched, when you get started as an organization, I had no doubt meeting the family, seeing what you guys, you know, the background and the commitment and the leadership from the very early stages, that you were going to do big things. And you had tremendous growth, right? But I'd like to speak very directly with you on today's Zoom and let you know on this conversation and let you know that there are unintended consequences that come on the other side of spectacular growth. So when things, think about a year when everything was working. Think about a time when everybody was joining. Think about a time when it was, everybody's duplicating, checks are going up, it's just, everything's on fire, right? And for some of you that are brand new, you haven't experienced this. But some of you that have been around for a while, like pre-pandemic, growth, hit pandemic, super growth. After pandemic, you come off of that. There was a spike that was almost like a free bonus. You come off the growth, and how you handle the growth season and how you handle after the growth season will determine what your next chapter is going to be. Okay? So, I want to prepare you for the next growth season when everything's working, everything's great, everything's spectacular. Now, what I want to start off by saying is when you think about the time when everything was working, your prospect hasn't changed. Not one iota. Your prospect is the same. So you could blame the economy, you could blame, the pandemic, you could blame all different kinds of things, but the prospect has not changed. They're still as open and excited and willing to be open and excited about your products today than any time in your history. And your business builder prospects are actually better today. They're more prepared today. They're more open-minded today to work from home, side hustle, gig economy. People are going to have a side hustle. It's just, are they going to choose it with you or somebody else? So if you have any limiting belief that this is harder, this is different, this is, it's weird right now, the prospect has nothing to do with it. So if the prospect has nothing to do with it and your products are better, your compensation plan's better, then what needs to change or what has changed in order for success maybe not being at the same level? Well, maybe you got a little bored. Maybe you need to be a little bit more, have more conversations. Maybe you need to not let limiting beliefs creep into your mind. And like I said, I'm going to speak direct, okay? Because to prepare you, we have to agree with a few things. First thing is, if you think about the limiting beliefs that are rolling around inside your team, let me give you some of them, and then you can put into the chat, what are you hearing? People are lazy. I can't get anybody to go to work. It's the economy. There's not enough money. There's too much competition. There's too many options. People are distracted. There's too many distractions going on out there, right? What else are you hearing out there? All of those things? I'm talking about from your distributors, not from prospects. So, oh yeah, it's saturated. Everybody's heard about it. Complete, total nonsense. After pandemic, nobody wants to work. Total nonsense. I told you before, or I'm burned out. How about this one? Oh, I'm burned out. I'm just so burned out. You ever heard that one? I don't really believe in the burnout thing. I believe people can get bored, or inefficient. You can do it the wrong way, maybe, I guess. But in truth, if things are growing, you're not going to be burned out. If there's exciting new things happening, you're not going to be burned out. Or MLM stigma, pyramids, all that stuff. The haters, I can't succeed because the haters are dumping on me. Let me just tell you something from experience. This whole list of limiting beliefs is the same exact list as existed in network marketing 35 years ago. Same exact. Hasn't changed. It's been the same limiting belief list every single year for the last 35 years. It's saturated. Oh, you just don't understand. Everybody on social's already heard about it. Really? Come on. There's 8 billion people. So I'm an empath. I'm an empathetic person. Any of you an empath? So like if I go visit a friend in the hospital, I'll get sick. I'll feel their pain. But as leaders, and I'm going to talk to you all as leaders, what's really dangerous is when somebody from your team comes to you and they're in pain and they give you their list of limiting beliefs. Here's why I'm not succeeding and I'm really in pain. As an empath, what your instinct is to comfort them. It's not your fault, and give them a hug and let them know, hey, I'm sorry that happened. And what you don't realize is that you give those limiting beliefs weight. You give those limiting beliefs significance. You give those limiting beliefs a chance to sink their claws in to that person's mindset. Instead, you can still be an empath, but you need to say, I'm sorry you're in pain. Can I help you understand why you're in pain and why this list is not the reason for your lack of success and how you can get to a better place? Because I really care about you. If I didn't care about you, then I'd let you continue to believe this list. I'd let you continue to live in that space. But I do care about you. So I can't let you live with something that's not real. You say, nobody has any money. It's not real. It's not real. Or there's too many distractions. That's not real. You just have to be in more conversations. You have to refresh your mind. I see a lot of brand new people, but I also see people 6, 7 years ago. Sometimes you have to think back, what were you doing when you were growing so fast, and repeat those things, yeah? Do that again, because we can get a little too cool, We've been around. I don't know if I want to put my work clothes on. Some people go from being leaders to being ambassadors, being builders to being ambassadors, taking selfies, kissing babies, showing up on Zooms, and, signing autographs, doing a little talk, here or there. But ambassador is playing defense. And the reason why I talk about the next 18 months being so important is there's going to be 2 groups of people inside of your company. One are the people who are playing defense, trying to hold on to their team, trying to hold on to their check, trying to hold on. And then the other group are going to be people who go on offense and are going to expand their team, are going to be an example to their team, are going to inspire their team, are going to be known in the network marketing space as a player. It's really important for you to become known. And I believe your company is going to become very, very much more widely known than it is now. And again, back to why is 18 months so important? Network marketing is in a weird space because limiting beliefs are like a second pandemic. They're everywhere. And the people who buy into those are creating their own negative spiral in different companies around the world. And companies are going to be disappearing in, some organizations rising, some falling. The ones that rise are going to be the places where the ones that fall will end up finding a home. So if you become known and you're prepared and you have the skills and you're a good leader, you're a good person, you build a good culture, you're going to attract everybody. People outside the profession and inside the profession. So timing matters, speed matters, skills matter, right? Your culture matters, but I believe that you're in a perfect place to be able to do something spectacular. And in talking with your company, they're willing to make a massive investment in each and every one of you and everybody on your team. And it's notable, it's inspiring, it's amazing, it's unprecedented, it's really cool. So you're going to hear about it now. But let me tell you about the GoPro event and what it's going to be and why it's so important. December 1st, December 2nd, December 3rd. 3 days. If you've ever attended GoPro in the past, virtual or in person, put GoPro in the comments just so I can see how many of you have attended before. Yeah, quite a few. Takes a little longer to type out GoPro. Good, lots of you. So in previous years, we've had like a group of speakers from lots of different companies. And it was like, it was great, but it was like a dance recital. Everybody would go up and have their 15 minutes. And in those 15 minutes, they'd try and be Tony Robbins. And, they'd inspire. They're different people. But this year is pretty serious, okay? Because of the timing, because of your need to prepare, because of this moment. And for those of you who are already registered, I have something even cooler. But this year it's all me. I'm going to do all of the training. And let me tell you what I'm going to train during these 3 days. The event is a virtual event. There's 400 people in person. Those tickets are sold out. And we broadcast from our $20 million studio here. If you've seen it before, you know what that's all about. So we're going to send it directly into your home. So you don't have to leave anywhere. You and your team can get together and you can watch this live and in real time. Okay? So December 1st is all about recruiting. I'm going to show you in that one day how you can become a recruiting machine, how you can recruit on demand like a professional. The best scripts, tactics, tips, resources, tools that are working around the world in real time that you can apply to your business to be able to bring in the new class of 23, 24. Bring in a lot of new people and help that group grow to inspire your existing team. Okay? So I don't know how skilled you are at recruiting. I was terrified of it when I first got involved. And I did it anyway because I was really ambitious. Never really got comfortable with it, but I became a pro. And I could teach you how to become a pro. 10 out of 10. Give me that one day, you and everybody in your team. I want you to imagine every single person on your team being able to recruit 10 new business builders, not just customers, business builders by the end of this year. What would happen in your organization if every single person on your team that was there was able to recruit 10 business builders to expand your team? It'd be unbelievable, right? What would happen with your rank advancement? What would happen with your growth? What would happen with people's belief? What would happen with momentum? What would happen? It's game over. 2024 is already in the bag. You will capture the moment. So I promise you this, if you attend, your team attends, they will leave there and you will leave there knowing how to be a professional recruiter. Day 2 is all about duplication. So if you've ever recruited people and they just sit there, like, what is the matter? Go, come on, go. Why can't I get duplication going on? People, please, how do you take a person who's dependent on you and help them become independent? How do you do that? I struggled for like 3 years on duplication. It was so frustrating. I never had it. I had addition and I had subtraction. I couldn't figure out how to make it not about me. Everything was about me for my first 3 years. And I couldn't figure out how to get people to become independent and growing with or without me. So guess what? On day 2, I'm going to teach every one of you all the systems, strategies, tactics, resources that you need in order to be able to have radical duplication within your organization. Simple things simple, small tweaks that will have a huge impact. So imagine everybody in your organization going from dependent on you, completely dependent, to independent. Now we got 10 recruits, plus we have independent. Be pretty good, right? Be amazing. Now day 3 is all about leadership. Now in our profession, there's a difference between earners and leaders. Earners come and go. Leaders are forever. Leaders are permanent. So maybe you're an earner now, maybe you've been an earner in the past. I want to help you transition from just earning to being a leader that can pivot, that can adapt to changing circumstance, that can solve problems, that can be stronger than the situation. So I want you to think about something. Think about radical momentum. Think about 2020. You guys, everything's breaking records in every direction. While you were breaking records, sales are here like this, just rocket ship. But actual leadership was like here, if we're being honest, right? So you're like 300, 400% growth. Leadership was here. Earners were here. Leaders were here. Revenue was here. Leaders were here. So if you look at that like any company, what has to happen? Either the leaders need to rise up to the level of sales, or the sales is going to come down to the level of leaders. So what happened the year after the first year of pandemic? Sales came down to the level of the leaders. And look, you're basically doing the revenue now as you were doing pre-pandemic, and everybody in the group got a bonus in the middle. That could be your story, or your story could be, gosh, we're down. Which story is going to make you more money? They're both true. The story that's going to make you more money, that's going to build a stronger team, is we're stable, we're solid, we're a category creator, we crush, and everybody in the team got a bonus in the middle of this pandemic. Now we go to work. Because I got to ask you about leadership now. I'm going to treat you all like a leader. Is when it's growing and everything's working and earners are everywhere and rank advancement is everywhere, checks are up, all that stuff, do you think people are getting tough, or do you think people are getting soft? Soft. So when it levels off, people overreact. Soft people overreact. Earners, not leaders, overreact. And some of them go on strike. They say, you know what? There's always something to blame. It must be the product, we changed this, or the comp plan, or, it's the economy, it's this. The limiting beliefs kick in. And the company's got to do this, and we need to do more of that, and we need to change the comp on this. We need to do something. So some just say, well, it was a nice run. I'm just going to collect a check for as long as I can. That's one group. Second group kind of goes on strike. I'm not building till the world gets its stuff together. I'm just not doing it. Some blame everybody and make it worse. Complain to their teams, and then down and down, down it goes, make it worse. Some decide, well, the run's over. I'm going to go to another company because that company looks like it has momentum now. And I really like this momentum stuff. I'm going to go find that momentum. As soon as they go there, their momentum stops. Right? This revolving door. So I would love to say that everybody was completely prepared for dealing with radical growth, but how can you be when you've never had it? When it's the first time it ever happened in your life? I'm not blaming you for not being prepared for radical growth, those of you that went through that. I'm just saying radical growth is coming again, and I want you to be prepared this time. So if we're going to talk about leadership, there's several things that you have to do when momentum comes the next time, and it's going to come in 2024 for you and everybody in your team that plugs in heavy and is prepared, right? First thing, when momentum hits, is to tell everybody in your team, this is not a time to sleep. It's not a time to go on vacation. Run, 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 run as fast as you can. Whoever talks to the most people is going to win. Okay? So that's got to be your mantra. Just run. This is not a time for you to go on retreats. This is not a time for you to read too many books. This is a time for you to talk to people. Run. Don't miss this window because it's amazing. It's expensive to go to sleep. It costs you a lot of money. Message number 2. This is the one where people don't know to do this, but next time you're going to do this, is to tell everybody, this is not normal. This straight up growth is not normal. There's going to be a time when it ends, but it's not this time. It's not right now. So run as hard as you can, but it's not normal. We're going to get as much as we can get, but at some point, it's going to level off. It might even come back down, and it's actually healthy. Leadership's down here, sales is up here. Coming back down in the stock market, they kind of call it consolidation, where a stock gets its fundamentals up to the price of what it's paying or what people are paying for it. Same thing's true in an organization. So it's going to level off. It might even correct. And if it does, we as leaders are going to be prepared for that moment, because that moment is where we're going to turn ourselves from leaders to legends. I'll talk about that in a moment. But so 1, run as fast as you can. 2, this is not normal. 3, when it stops, the growth stops, or we go through another season, there's always going to be something to blame, but we're not going to buy into those limiting beliefs. We knew it had to happen. So when it does happen, the people on your team go, she told me it was going to happen. My leader, they told me this was going to happen. It's here. All right, fantastic. Now, what's the last thing that we need to do to be prepared for when it does correct? The next wave does correct, is you have to build your leaders on purpose. You have, while you're running, while momentum is happening, you have to identify, mentor, and stay in great communication with your real leaders on your team. How to identify the difference between earners and leaders, how to find people who are hungry, coachable, and willing. Who can you help to become the next leaders of the organization? So if you have the leaders and you're prepared and everybody on the team knows that this is not normal, when that moment does come, guess what's going to happen? After the next wave does come, your team's going to be prepared. And when things go down and everybody else panics, your team's going to double down and they're going to gobble up market share in this company. They're going to be a bigger and bigger and bigger piece of the company's field future. So I want you to be prepared. Number one, for you to become an amazing leader, your fullest potential. And two, for you to learn how to find out and identify the people on your team that have potential of being a leader, how to mentor them, and then how to stay in great communication with them. So when they become successful, things don't get weird. So things don't spin out of, 50 different systems on your team and everybody's confused. So day one, recruiting. Day two, duplication. Day three, leadership. You and your team. What I want to help you establish is thickness of leadership in your organization that are building with or without you, that you're in good communication with. You build a great culture that you enjoy and the people feel seen and heard and cared for. Sometimes tough love, to be able to not let limiting beliefs creep in. You build an organization that smashes limiting beliefs in real time and replaces them with empowering beliefs and skills. So recruiting, duplication, leadership. So this event, which we will deliver English and Spanish around the world, we're selling for $197. Okay? It's worth thousands of dollars. I'd give it to you for free if I felt like you would treat it seriously, but I just don't think you would. I mean, how many people are on this Zoom webinar versus how many people could have been? Same thing. If we charge for it, you probably show up, right? So I feel like people have to have a little skin in the game in order to treat something seriously. So I talked with the company and we came up with a radical offer for all of you. When I was talking with Ray and the team about this, the words that came to my mind were shock and awe. This is a shock and awe campaign. This is like, let's suck all the oxygen out of the world campaign. And the company stepped up humongous. So here's the deal. Tickets $197. The company is going to subsidize and take care of $150 of your ticket. And you can get a ticket for the 3 days and every person on your team for $47. Total. It's never happened. Investing in your skills, investing in your preparedness for this moment, investing in you as leaders, give them a lot of credit. Give them, they deserve for the vision of doing this. It's a bold move. And at $47, the limiting belief from your team that I don't have the time is now smashed. Everybody can attend. And even if wherever you are in the world, even if the $47 is hard in some parts of the world, fine. Bring 5 people into your living room and split it up. Doesn't matter. I can imagine houses and living rooms around the world filled with your teams, experiencing these 3 days together. Company's going to do a little pre-event, Zoom to kind of get people prepared the day before and the day after. They're going to have some cool stuff to share with you as far as how to use the information to crush the month of December. You're already set for November. All the things are in place for you to be able to do this. But then December 1st, 2nd, 3rd, how to crush the end of this year and start 2024 with momentum already. You do this right, and you don't waste the opportunity that the company is helping to make possible. You should have record-breaking months, month after month after month after month after month. Imagine everybody in your team knows how to recruit. They know how to duplicate. They want to be a leader. They're raising their hand saying, me, pick me, pick me. And you know what to do with them. You can mentor them successfully into independence. And you're already a legacy company. But here's what I will tell you. If you go crazy with this, if you just insist that every person on your team, active or inactive, they joined your team for a reason. Just say, come with me for these 3 days. Get a ticket for these 3 days. Just watch these 3 days, and then let's decide. You have an opportunity to do something radical and amazing and spectacular, but you have to capture the moment. They're not going to get registered themselves. You've got to become a real promoter between now and December 1st to make sure that they get their ticket. I don't know how long the company's going to make this $150 connection to your ticket. You know, I can't imagine it's open-ended, so I don't know how long it's going to be. So I would just please tell you, make sure you get this out to everybody. We'll give you the link in a moment where you can do this with you and your team. But I got to tell you a couple things. First of all, the event goes from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Pacific time each day. It's English and Spanish. And for those in different time zones, difficult time zones, and it is inconvenient, there's starting about 3 hours after the event starts, there will be a replay that starts. So whenever you wake up, whatever's normal time zone for you in the world, you can wake up and watch it, and you have until 72 hours after the event is done in order to be able to watch all of it. Okay? So Brisbane, you don't have to start at 3 a.m. I would still recommend it for somebody serious to watch live because it's a little different. There's always a different experience if you're watching live. But if you can't, then you're going to be able to have that replay to be able to access. Okay? So we have a slide or anything? Here it is. If you can QR code that like you did at restaurants around the world during the pandemic, grab that or take a screenshot of this so you can have the link that you can make sure every person on your team gets that link. And that'll take you to the page that shows it's normally, yeah, you can come in anytime you want, Shannon. In live a little late? Yeah. I don't know about that. Yeah, you can come in anytime you want. Yeah, so the link's there. Everybody good? Now, if you already purchased a ticket for more than this, we have a VIP experience ticket. A VIP experience ticket. That's $347. So every single one of you that paid more than the 47, we will upgrade you automatically to a VIP ticket for $347 at no extra charge. Okay? What do they have to do? Send an email, if you've already done that, to support@networkmarketingpro.com. Support@networkmarketingpro.com. One more time, support@networkmarketingpro.com. And we will upgrade you to a VIP ticket. Okay? So all of you get VIP. There's a bunch of perks for that. You know, VIP lunches and Q&A sessions and a bunch of different things. Support@networkmarketingpro.com. So I think that's everything. It's not everything I'm going to be sharing with you on December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And I will tell you, I've had such so many great conversations with some of your top leaders. Not all of them. I haven't had a chance to talk to all of them so far, but between Ann and Krista and Christina and Kendall and Julie, Julie and I had a great conversation this morning. What a rock star. I mean, you have so many within your organization, so many great leaders that can. I want you to know that for any of you watching, what they've done, you can do. You really can. What they've done, you can do. I don't know. You don't even have to believe that. Borrow my belief in you and borrow their belief in you. This year can be your year. This next 12 months can be something 100 years from now. Somebody says, you know, back in 2024, great grandma clobbered it and took care of the family forever. Cheers to great grandma, right? I think that's definitely going to become true for a lot of you. My greatest joy is contribution. Once you've acquired what you want to acquire, you accumulate what you want to accumulate, you'll get this too. There's no fuel like the fuel that comes from helping somebody else. I've helped about 1,000 people get to $1 million a year in network marketing earnings. I've helped tens of thousands get to 6 figures, and millions of people do a little bit, you know, have a nice little part-time income. If you're hungry, coachable, and if you're willing, that's all you need to be. That and show up December 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. Bring your team. Go crazy. Everybody you recruit between now and then, make sure they're there too. Make sure. And I'll take care of the rest. All right? So I'm going to pass it back to Ray. And mad love. Mad respect to all of you. It's your time. It's your moment. Go crush it. Send a link to support. We'll help you. If you need to get your VIP upgrade, if you have any questions, we're here to answer them. But most of the questions should be handled on the registration page. So take care of that, and I'll look forward to seeing you all soon.
All right. Well, give it up for Eric Worre. Well, what can I say, man? It was amazing. You can see the comments are blowing up. My chat, my text messages, my leadership groups are excited about this. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for partnering with us. And thank you for bringing so much truth tonight, right? A lot of truth bombs. I think we love tough love, right? And we love that you talk the reality of what's been the last 2 years, but at the same time to know that we will be winning again and that we should be ready for that. But at the end of the day, everything's mindset, but everything is about being ready. And I love what you said about skills matter, right? Skills matter. So let's skill up together. It's about action, team. I told you, Eric, that this team wanted it, and you can see how committed they are. We have big dreams, and we're gonna make it happen together. We will win together. That's the commitment that we have, and then we'll act together. So it's 21 days until the event. What's the call to action? Have conversations. Have many conversations with your teams, with those that want to wake up, with the new bees that are coming to your team. Our call to action as Monade is November is the best month of the year. If you want to create the foundations for a great 2024, this is the month, right? So it's not about waiting for Eric's event. It's about using the best season of the year to bring a lot of customers, to bring a lot of market partners, to create that foundation. And then we're going to the event and we'll activate them and we'll activate ourselves. So bring your teams. The most, the better, right? We're subsidizing most of the cost of the event, but it's important you have skin in the game and that your team has some skin in the game. It would be great, his idea for you to do mini monations maybe in your living rooms and training events. That could be great for the community. And stay engaged. But once again, I think the key is conversations. Let's go out there, have a lot of conversations, put that energy, that belief to know that we are in the best vehicle, we are in the best industry, and we are within the best company in a great industry. So thank you everyone for joining us, and we'll stay in touch in the next 21 days, and see you soon. Bye.